Who would have thought that the first review of 2025 would be about one of the Beatles? One would like to ask, are they still alive? Yes, two of them, Starr and McCartney, and what's better, they're still releasing new albums. If you are to listen to this podcast, and especially if you originally read my blog, you probably know that I am often positively biased about certain performers, simply because the seniority of the scene. This is often the wrong attitude, because it sets me up positively for every song or album that comes out of their hands, and I often subconsciously avoid being too critical, having in my mind what an impact they had on the image of the music scene of their time, and I wish that their contemporary relevance would not be less either. But this is no way from Ringo. He was never the most important in the Beatles, and his solo career was overshadowed by each of the other members from the day the parent group broke up. But why be surprised? Anno Domini 2025, listening to Ringo's album is a real torture for the ears, and by no means mean the sound of the songs or the singer himself. It's just that the album is so incredibly bland. Every other song is written in the country canon, and as if I've pointed out more than once, sticking to the standard is okay, but you have to give something from yourself, and the only thing Ringo gives from himself is the recognition of his voice. Each successive song is recorded on one tempo, in one key, with the same, dare I say, muted vocal style. The simplest way to describe the sound of this album is, they told me to record these songs because I'm getting paid for it, so I'll record them. It's really hard to find any part here that has any sign of quality of commitment to recording this album on the part of either the band or Ringo. I felt genuinely surprised to hear the 10-second solo in Rosetta, which after about 28 minutes of music was able to evoke any emotion from me. Nonetheless, I leave myself with 3 songs on the playlist. Breathless stands out with a backing track that has real energy compared to the rest of the album, a very cool bridge, and the feeling that the band had real fun recording the next stanza. I Live For Your Love has that magical vibe of classic country duets from under the likes of Dolly and Wagoner, and Come Back lightly hits the tones created by the Big Four of country. That is to say, the greatest virtue of this album is that its most interesting moments are similar to the classics of the genre. I don't know why Starr decided to record this album, perhaps in the terms of the level that country had reached in the world charts in the previous year, but he definitely didn't understand why country has been so successful or where all the power of the genre lies. An album to skip. Thanks for today and welcome to the future episodes of the Music Experience podcast.